Hey guys, Silver here, and with June approaching, we're about to get tons of news revolving around Sonic's 35th anniversary, and most likely one of those announcements will be the teaser for the next mainline open zone Sonic game, aka the next Sonic Frontiers. Well, ever since last year, I've been under the strong belief that we will be getting the Sonic 06 trio playable again, and more specifically, I want to talk about why Silver the Hedgehog will have his grand return in the spotlight in Sonic Frontiers 2. The first reason as to why I think Silver will be in Sonic Frontiers 2 is because Shadow will be in Sonic Frontiers 2. Ever since they brought back Shadow in the spotlight for the third Sonic movie in Shadow Generations, Shadow has blown up tremendously in popularity, as well as showing up everywhere in the games, animations, and marketing for Sonic. So because of this, there's absolutely no way that Shadow isn't going to be featured in Sonic Frontiers 2. And I know people are tired of seeing Shadow everywhere, but I honestly disagree with that. There's a reason why Shadow is so popular. It's because his character has so many layers to him, and he just adds so much to any story he's in. So honestly, I'd go as far as to say that if Shadow isn't in Sonic Frontiers 2, I'll be significantly less excited for this game. But the way this ties back into Silver is that if Shadow's in the next Sonic game, then most likely Silver will be there too. Not only would the Hedgehog trio return and get people way more excited than just Sonic and Shadow, but Sonic and Shadow are rarely a duo, and they usually work off another character. Also, people tend to forget that ever since Sonic 06, Shadow hasn't been utilized much either. In fact, Silver and Shadow have both appeared in the same amount of mainline games since then. They both were in Sonic 06, they're not in Sonic Unleashed or Colors. They're both in Generations, they're not in Lost World. And they're both in Forces, but they're not in Frontiers. It really does seem like Sega treats Shadow and Silver as the go-to characters to add whenever a Sonic game has an event big enough to warrant other heroes that aren't just Sonic. And if Frontiers 2 plans to raise the stakes from the first one, then adding Shadow and Silver is how you do it. The second reason why Silver will be in Sonic Frontiers 2 is because of the fact that 2026 marks the 20th anniversary of not only Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, but also the 20th anniversary of Silver the Hedgehog. It's kind of crazy that Silver's been around for such a long time in the Sonic franchise, yet they've done barely anything with him. So I think now is a perfect opportunity to do so. I highly doubt that Sonic Team hasn't at least thought about giving Silver more of a spotlight during the development of the next Sonic game, as Sonic 06 is not only liked in Japan, but even Sonic Team themselves have a soft spot for that game. Sean Nakamura, the director of Sonic 06 and producers for Sonic Forces and Shadow Generations, has recently tweeted about Sonic's 35th anniversary, and noticeably, he specified Silver, Mephiles, and Infinite in that tweet. Infinite recently returned as the main villain for the Chaotix case files, and more importantly, Shadow Generations has lots of Sonic 06 representation, with Kingdom Valley being a stage and Mephiles having a boss fight, both of which getting tons of positive feedback from fans. Sean Nakamura definitely knows the amount of fans advocating for Silver's return, and being the creator of Silver the Hedgehog, he definitely wants to do more with him as well. So I think name dropping him specifically is a hint towards something being planned for him in the distant, if not near future. Speaking of the near future, another reason why Silver will be in the next mainline game is because of him appearing in the 5th Sonic movie. It's already clear that Sonic 4 will be taking heavy influences from Sonic CD and feature time travel in the story. And since everyone from the core cast, including Metal Sonic, has already been added to the movie universe, I'd be extremely shocked if Silver wasn't the next character to be in the post-credit scenes for Sonic 4, especially with how highly requested Silver's been for the movies. Seriously though, tons of fans, including people that are part of the general audience, want Silver to be in the movies, which speaks volumes to his popularity. People really do underestimate how well known Silver is. And since the mainline Sonic game will most likely release in the holiday of 2027, which is a good while after the March release for Sonic 4, I can totally see Sega planning ahead of time and having Silver already be featured in the next mainline Sonic game within the same year that movie audiences are introduced to him in the post-credit scene for Sonic 4. With how successful Shadow Generations was releasing around the same time as the third Sonic movie, Sega will likely continue to implement synergy between the games and the films. And because of that, I can totally see Metal Sonic being the main villain for the next Sonic game, because just like Silver, Metal Sonic is a really cool character that's been very underutilized. The next reason why I think Silver will be in Sonic Frontiers 2, it's because of how perfect of a fit his gameplay would be in the open zone formula. Just imagine the infinite possibilities with flying across different islands instead of boosting. Using your telekinesis to solve the puzzles would also make them more interesting than the previous island puzzles. And of course, think about how amazing the combat for Silver would be, as there's so much you can do with his psychokinesis in that regard. You could grab several enemies at once and fling them across the arena. Silver already has psychic knife attacks, which are similar to Sonic's Ki Blast in Frontiers, And you can also deflect bullets and attacks using your telekinesis and throw them back at opponents, sort of like a better version of the parry. All of this is just the tip of the iceberg for how amazing Silver's gameplay would be in an open world setting. And if Sega truly wants to use the open zone formula for the next 10 years of Sonic, then adding a new and highly requested character like Silver with the type of powers that he has is how you can expand upon the gameplay rather than making it stale. And to continue the topic of Silver being highly requested, the fifth and final reason as to why I think Silver will be in Sonic Frontiers 2, it's simply because of his popularity. The fact that Silver has only had one playable role in the mainline game and he's still beloved by a large portion of the fan base speaks volumes to how great of a character Silver is and how much people would be happy if he was in a new game. Not only has Silver consistently been the most requested character to appear in the movies after Shadow, not only has Sega still kept him around as a part of the current Sonic cast despite Silver debuting in Sonic 06, but Silver is literally regarded as the third most popular Sonic character in Japan, only being behind Sonic and Shadow. And I know most Sonic fans are in the West, but like it or not, Sonic Team is in Japan, and they're ultimately the ones making these games, and since Frontiers was successful in Japan by giving that game heavy anime and JRPG influences, it's definitely a smart move to not only make a sequel to Sonic Frontiers, but also include Silver as a playable character. As not only was Sonic 06 popular in Japan, but Silver's design, powers, optimism, and his Japanese performance from Daisuke Ono literally makes Silver the perfect anime protagonist who's naively determined and hopeful, which is a common trope over there for characters. With all that being said, Silver is way too beloved of a character by both fans and Sonic Team, so the higher-ups at Sega no longer have any more excuses to not allow Silver to be playable in a new game, especially after it's been recently shown that characters like Shadow can be very successful with their own game. So those are the reasons why I believe Silver the Hedgehog will be playable in Sonic Frontiers 2, or whatever the next mainline Sonic game will be. I can't wait for the Sonic Central this week where we get Amy X Zavok Unleashed instead. But anyways, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know if you think Silver will be in Sonic Frontiers 2.